Hi everyone! So I wanted to make a video of a fundraiser I participated in. An organization I volunteered with, the Canada Africa Community Health Alliance, or CACHA for short, is fundraising to continue their activities in Africa. They work in multiple countries, but the most significant to me are their medical mission trips in Tanzania and Uganda. I participated in two, one in 2018 to Ukerewe Island and 2020 to Tarak in Tanzania. With a team of medical professionals, including physicians, nurses, dentists, and pharmacists, we provide medical care to people who otherwise would have to travel a long ways to get treatment. As you can see, our clinic setups are a bit improvised. For my fundraising goal, I decided to walk to my nearest local hospital, which is about 8 kilometers or 5 miles away in one direction. I also ended up doing it on a day where the temperatures reached over 30 degrees Celsius or 86 Fahrenheit, similar temperatures to Tanzania. It was a long walk, and I can't imagine making a walk like that when one is ill, never mind perfectly healthy. So, if you can, please follow the links in the description box to make a donation. The fundraiser is open until June 30th, but otherwise you can make a general donation to CACHA, which I'll also put in the box below. Any support is greatly appreciated. And without further ado, here is my trek to the hospital. Just wanted to share with you, underneath this fence is a little bit of a divot. And if I recall right, there was a lot of coyote tracks that come under here. So they use that as a bit of a pathway. The area that you see in front of us is what is left of Michener Park. So they have totally bulldozed the whole thing. I am shocked at the size of that hill. I'm going to zoom out here. And yeah, that's a big hill. But I think they're just basically doing some apartment developments. You can kind of see some buildings being built over there. Retail space. Apparently, we used to live here. We lived in that apartment over there. And apparently they're thinking of tearing down this building, I'm guessing, and then putting in some big apartments.
Surely they're not going to tear this down as well.
What is this building? Forestry or something?
Forestry, I think, still, yeah, federal government.
Yeah. They have a little alcove down there that they used to grow plants in. And we actually used to take Maho, our cat, down into there on little walks. And I remember one evening, Maho and we kind of came out here, and then we actually saw a porcupine kind of walking out. And yeah, Maho was very interested in seeing the porcupine. So was I. It was the first time I ever saw a porcupine. And then I guess it saw us. And then it decided to return back to its den. So it disturbed it for the day, I guess, or at night, I guess. I felt bad about that. I wonder if porcupines still live in there. This is the U of A Farms. They do some experimental crop growing here and studies and stuff. And it's also a popular place for walking your dog because, yeah, there's a lot of space. The White Mud Creek is down over there. At the end, there's a gigantic hill. And you can see the rest of the U of A farms. So you can see some of their barns and that. I think they used to have cattle in this section over there. And yeah, you can see one of their the historic barn, which which I also featured in a previous video, and a long time ago they actually moved that from one of the other areas. They even had a sheep barn, so I'll show you the sheep barn as we cut through, because we'll be walking through the U of A Farms area. It's an area that I quite enjoy. I used to walk this area and ride my bike through here as I would head to university. We were making good progress, almost 4 kilometers. This section I absolutely love because of all these big willows, and especially in the afternoon, because then it gets all shady and it feels like a little corridor. Yeah, just beautiful. This pond is also on the U of A Farms grounds. A number of waterfowl and red-winged blackbirds nest here. And the view in the opposite direction. So yeah, the old pathway used to actually cut where you can see that person on the bike over there. And this used to be the sheep facility, but now they have dairy cattle. Lyndon suddenly asked me to film him. Oh! He ran to measure how fast he could run. Unfortunately, there was a vehicle approaching. Suddenly, you were doing 35! So yeah, over on this side we have the stadium. Oh, and a jackrabbit. Jackrabbit over there. He's trespassing. So yeah, there used to be a house here. It's kind of one of their historical houses, so I don't know if they've moved it elsewhere on campus, but yeah, it's gone. This oddly cuboidal building was named after Oliver Longman, who was an agriculturalist and taught in Alberta. 1891. So this has been here ever since I've been here. We left South Campus and entered the Belgravia neighborhood. This little park I used to cut through all the time. I think I used to cut more corner-wise. But there were a couple of times where I'd stop here and actually do some Tai Chi before finishing heading home. The park also features some modern art. This one is supposed to give a sense of strength and permanence despite the void space. That's pretty. All the flowering bushes. We're actually coming up to probably the only hill you can get on this walk. From here there's multitude of ways you could go. You could go along the street over there, take the main route in, or you could go in behind the parking over here. But yeah, they have this little tiny hill. I guess it's a sound break, but it's pretty. LRT, as you can hear, is just in front of us on the other side of that fence there. And with that, my walk to the hospital had completed. Oh, there's the destination. Almost 8 kilometers in an hour and a half. Before walking back, we wandered around the University of Alberta campus, checking out the old buildings and reliving some memories of university life. By the time we got back, we had walked 20 kilometers and it was over 30 degrees Celsius. Again, the links are below for catch-up. Please like and subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.